Now, we've got Harry Peacock. Now, Harry's an expert on Ipswich's history, and what he told us last week, the fact he told us last week, was amazing. G'day, Harry.
Oh, g'day, Daddy. How you going?
Mate, there's Channel 9 are even interested in you. Paul Taylor thought he didn't know about you, and I told him your story you told us last week. Quickly, just tell us that story, will you? Because Paul's listening.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have to remind me. That was a whole week ago, Daddy.
Well, the thing about the where you went to the enlistment area and you found a RAF badge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's found over at Basin Pocket. Found a RWF forage cap badge there, and in Basin Pocket there was only one RWF person who lived there, so knew exactly who lost it at that church. Yeah. And found his history and his whole family. It's a fantastic story.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, mate, you've got historyouthere.com if you want to go to it. Queen of Radio. Well, I didn't think Alan Jones would actually come up this way, but...
Well, Danny, it's about being in history. Sometimes you don't know it, because next month is the 85th anniversary of Ipswich having its own radio station, wow. Which today is a mantle that's proudly held by West Bremer Radio, of course.
Yeah, of course. And,
but 85 years ago, it was the old radio station 4OP, and it was founded in the old flour mill on Brisbane Street, which coincidentally is right across the road from the palatial studios of West Bremer.
You have got it, mate. That is true. And the Queen of Radio, what do you mean, is in 4IP?
Yeah, that's right. Because, look, I think everyone knows the flour mill was built in 1901 and sold to Criven Foot 10 years later. But the big news came in 1935 when the radio started, and with a family name well known to Ipswich, when Miss Mona Walters was appointed the official accompanist of the station.
Yeah.
Now, Mona's father, her father was a man of the people, because he was regularly being arrested for running a betting business out of his barbershop just up the road in Brisbane Street.
Mate, geez, you got some good facts. Mate of mine, David Greenwood, was probably doing breakfast back then in 1935, Paul, eh? Yeah, David Greenwood. He was the pin-up boy of Killer Radio 4IP. It was a great radio station, mate. When radio used to, the announcers used to have to stand up to broadcast. They used to wear suits to work, and they used to work their guts out, because after they played their records, they had to put them back in the library, and if you didn't put them in the right spot, people would be filthy because you couldn't find that record. It was a great era, and used to get massive people turn up at events, outside events. Yeah, it was really special, that era.
Well, it was a special era because it was run by Mona Walters. Now, she became known as the Queen of Radio, and even the Queen of Ipswich, because she was the accompanist, which, as you would know, was a very important position, but she's also program director. But just to prove how multi-talented she was, in 1940, Mona even won a racing car derby on Bremer Park.
Yeah, mate.
So it was just amazing times, wasn't it?
And a woman back then in 1935 to be program director of a radio station was a big deal, because, women would just be seen and not heard. Get to the kitchen! Go to the kitchen! That's what they used to say.
That's exactly right. So, Daddy, every week you talk to me about the history of Ipswich, but you're sitting amongst a lot of colourful history right there in the studio.
Oh, I am actually 39 years as the longest-serving councillor.
What's the name and address of your lawyer?
Funny, man. Mate, now how can we find out more about Ipswich from you?
Yep, go to historyouthere.com. I've got stories going up most weeks, and even if people have a tip about an old building or an old farmhouse they want to research, just put a message on historyouthere.com and I'll have a look.
Mate, really great having you on the program. Harry Peacock.